Alright everyone, so I am heading to Bozeman to do some snowboarding. I'm going to be testing out the new MacBook, and I'm going to showcase how basically perfect it is for a portable device. But then we're also going to be using this video to test out, once I land, the WoW gameplay footage. Let's check it out. So in the departure from my typical types of videos in Blood and Logic Tech, I would say, you know guys, sometimes making just a straight tech channel video, they all are kind of the same. Dave 2D, MTA, BHD, I'm nowhere near their channel, but if you really think about the formula, it's just someone talking in front of the camera. And I'll just say from my perspective, try to spice things up. That's why I usually try to make like a personal channel that shows some vlog-like content. Now, in terms of what this could actually be for use for someone watching, wanting to review an M2 Pro, you can see the portability here. This whole video was made on the M2 Pro and the iPhone, with this being captured on the Final Cut recording with the M2 Pro. Now, in terms of this bag and portability, I did want to talk about how this particular bag, which runs for $40 at Amazon, I personally don't like how the front pockets expand that are supposed to be for your laptop, but it's kind of grown on us because the other main pocket could hold a MacBook, as you're seeing here, and they could also have your clothes in it, while the front pockets could have the devices and the cables. Guys, we are the last ones on the flight. They were asking for 2 people to leave for $1,000, and only one person volunteered, so they're like, we're gonna have to do a forced pull. It was so scary. And then they finally called the name. They said Taryn something, and then everyone's like, oh my gosh. And then finally these 2 people volunteered. It was wild. It was crazy. We were scared for our lives. We almost didn't make it to Bozeman. I also don't know if you guys do any work on airplanes, but for people who may do work, you know, from my experience, it's a much better experience in your lap and or using the table. The 14-inch form factor works well, and then I like having the you know, and on Southwest flights they don't have plugs, Delta and others do, so it could be very useful for using this device to do some work, either editing or Word documents or stuff of that nature. I have had other airplane experiences trying to use a G15, which is a 15-inch laptop, and in that particular experience I was lucky enough to have a first class ticket, but in other experiences where people are usually working in coach or whatnot, you're going to have this type of setup. You can see here it could fit comfortably the whole laptop and the mouse. Now, going back to kind of what the G15 experience was, again, it was first class, so there's a lot of room for different stuff. Can't really compare that, but I will say that it did take up a lot of space in that particular setup.
Thank you.
Why is Bozeman Airport so nice? Damn. They fancy over here. It's like the Yellowstone show. So fancy. Yo, dude, we gotta film WoW. We gotta film WoW right now. Right now, we gotta film WoW. I got it already.
Got this.
Alright, Matt. Time to play WoW.
Take this.
In the car. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop. This is going on YouTube. Alright everyone, so that was a big disappointment. My friend deleted his character. I can't even respond to this Redditor with the true claims that we're not properly testing it. So what I figured I'd do is just still showcase some gameplay footage. I'm recording it on OBS now at 4K footage, so that should be more taxing on the GPU settings, and then showcasing with OBS off using the iPhone to also just showcase kind of creator type content you can make with AirDrop. And so let's just take a look at some of the OBS outputs of WoW and the iPhone in multicam edited in Final Cut. So just some commentary here. You can see on screen I'm running at the native resolution of the MacBook Pro, which is I think 3000 by 1964, and then I had the particular settings set to 10 which means that it's the highest graphic settings, at least from using the preset. As you can see there at the very bottom, it says graphics quality 10, and then these particular changes were done on screen. Now, while this is recording and you're seeing the FPS at the bottom at 40, this was using OBS, and I was also recording OBS at 4K 30 frames per second. So this is a departure from my typical testing methodology of 1920 by 1080 with 30 FPS. So this is kind of pushing the M1 Max. That's gonna be useful for someone who actually wants to stream. So if you want this all-in-one portable device and these particular suites of games are the ones you play, then you'd be utilizing, you know, one device, low fan setting, low temperature, and you can play this game at around 30 to 50 FPS at max. And of course you can put the settings down if you want to do the 60 FPS game. Alright, so I'll just cut around to some gameplay footage that you guys could observe. I'll put a marker in the YouTube bookmarks so that when I do another commentary you'll see it, but it'll basically be what the FPS settings were off of OBS when OBS was turned off.
No sacrifice! Sacrifice of the Jail Lord! Our thorns will strangle you!
Okay, so around this time, this is exactly where I turned off OBS and I synced this in Final Cut with the multicam. So, you know, you'll see in the bottom right here, it gets around 50 FPS at this particular location, but then it does drop around to 30 and 40. So you see here, even at the same settings, you're hitting 60 FPS, which is pretty good. And then of course, when I decide to actually move the camera and showcase so you guys could read it easier, it drops down to 30 FPS, just unfortunate timing. But yeah, definitely playable at max settings at 30 FPS at the native resolution, and you could bump it down as well. Alright everyone, so that is my M2 MacBook Pro review. We are here on the slopes of Big Sky. It's been dumping 10 inches. I'm out of breath putting on all my clothes. But yeah, I really like the device. Very portable, very fast, long battery life. It could do the things you need it to do, and it could do some light gaming. Of course, I would check out what games you want to play. Some YouTube benchmarkers, such as myself. But yeah, Dota, League, WoW, pretty much the main. I haven't even played WoW really. I just do it for the YouTube. And yeah, if you're traveling like me, or you want to travel, holy shit, you gotta prevent avalanches. It could be a good portable device if you're here on a snow mountain. You can get a locker, just get a case, very portable. But yeah, this guy right here, he deleted his character. It's not gone. That's why I can't do raid tests for you, but hopefully those tests will have to do. So yeah, this is very different from my normal BlendLogic Tech, more like my personal channel with a vlog type stuff. If you like some of that type of stuff on self-improvement, journaling, minimalism, and also some tech talks there too, check out my personal channel. Follow me on Instagram. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. Pro on the slopes. Coverage. Keep on going. Keep going, Alan.